You're a home care provider or a service-based business, and in this video I'm going to talk to you about creating an avatar for that business that is going to help you attract more clients. And I think this is very important, especially in the home care sector, because I know, because I've worked with so many home care providers and I've been a home care provider in the past, I know that most of you will rely heavily on the local authority for your work. You will get spoon-fed work day after day, and you'll probably be quite happy with that at the start. But as many of you will experience, when that work becomes less profitable because the rates don't go up, but your costs do, and when the local authority stop paying you, those contracts can be an absolute nightmare. Now, they're not a nightmare if you've got plenty of private paying clients, but most of you won't have that. Most of you will have gotten so used to having not to fight for work, not to market for work, just taking work on through your tender, you won't be marketing yourself anymore. But what you'll be doing unwittingly is putting your business into an awkward position where you're in danger. You really are in danger, and you may not know that, you may not realize that, but trust me, I've been there, I've seen it, I've done it. I've helped lots of business owners like you come away from these kind of contracts because they have also got themselves into the same situation. One of the first steps I do when I work with a home care provider is I get them to create what's called an avatar. Now, most of them have never heard of an avatar, they've never thought about creating an avatar, they don't even know why they should create one. But I'm going to talk about that, and I'm going to tell you why it's important, why you should create one, and how it's going to benefit you, and how you can use your avatar to attract private paying clients. What's an avatar? Basically, an avatar is the person you want to attract into your business. It's that person you are going to sell your services to, the person you are going to talk to throughout all of your content. And this is so key, and this is really important, because when you're putting content out there to try to create people, either through your website, your blog, your emails, your social media posts, whatever it is, you want to be attracting people who are good for you. You don't want to be talking to anybody and everybody and attracting no one. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of resources. If you want private paying clients to walk in off the street and say, I've seen what you're doing on Facebook and I like it, I want to be part of your organization, or email you because they've received an email from you, or message you, whatever it is, you've got to be talking to them in the right way. You've got to be talking to them in a way that resonates with them. And when you have an avatar, that's when you'll be able to resonate with them, because you will be talking to that specific person you want to attract. I hope that makes sense, and I'll go into a bit more detail as we get into the video, but that's the reason for creating an avatar. Most of you won't have one because, like I say, you're probably getting work for the local authority, or you're just pumping content out there generically, hoping something comes back. So, how do you create an avatar? Well, I actually create two avatars in my home care businesses because I recognize there's two kinds of people I want to attract. One is the client themselves, which is usually the elderly person or the person with disabilities or whatever it is you do within your company. The second is the relations to these people, because it's quite often the relation, the son or daughter who are busy working, don't have time to look after mum and dad anymore, who will be the point of contact, be the one who reaches out to you. I typically have two avatars, and I usually produce my content for home care to speak to the son and daughter when they're reading a post about a busy person who lives a long way from parents, who's worried about parents and is concerned. It relates to them, and they read that and they think, that's me, they can solve my problem, let's give them a call. or my content is going out talking about a scenario or a situation where an elderly person is in need of help but maybe doesn't want to admit they need help and is a bit nervous about it. That content which will again get that elderly person to think, that's me. I don't really want to admit I need care, but I do. Maybe I need to be like that person in that story and reach out to that provider. It's very, very important, excuse me, you create these avatars, and when you create them, you build content around speaking to them. For son or daughter, my avatar will typically be Dave or Jane. They'll typically be around the age of 45 to 55. They'll be a busy professional. They'll live a long way from the parent, the elderly parent. They'll have kids, they'll have busy lives. They'll have a certain amount of income. They'll have this standard of living that they don't want it to drop by. You get the picture. I'm building an image of the person that I want to talk to within my content. Same for the elderly person. If it's elderly care that we do, they're going to be aged, I don't know, 80, 85, 90. They're going to be living alone maybe. They're going to be feeling isolated. They'll have aches and pains. They'll have this wrong with them, that wrong with them. I'll build a picture of that person so my content can be directed to them. And when I'm creating my content and thinking about who I'm writing it to, and thinking about this young busy professional with kids. A piece of content might be, are you a young busy professional living 85 miles away from your elderly parents, tied up with the kids, tied up with work, don't have time to check in so much on mum and dad? Let us help you with that. This is how we do it. You see where I'm going with this? I'm creating stories where people can read and think, that's me. Having an avatar is really, really important. And it's so important because it gives you so many benefits. You can create content very, very easily nowadays. You could use Gemini, you can use ChatGPT, you can use my very own AI marketing portal to write stories that speak to the subconscious mind of your avatars. You can put the details of your avatar into the AI and literally target them through AI generated stories that speak to them directly. And this is free. It doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to pay an expensive marketing agency to do that for you. And you can create endless amounts of content that you can post to attract private clients. And the main benefit of that is if the local authority stop paying you and you've still got a steady flow of private paying clients following you, your cash flow isn't an issue. In the past, my cash flow was a nightmare because if the local authority stopped paying me and they put invoices on hold for 90 days, bless them, they did that several times, it put me under a lot of pressure. But when I had private paying clients, no pressure at all. Because guess what? You know this and I know this. Private paying clients in home care usually pay on the dot. As soon as they get their invoice in, your payment is made or the check's in the post. It's a brilliant business model when it's private. It's a strained business model quite often when it's local authority. And I try to take most of my clients kind of away from the local authority route and get them to do a lot less for a lot more, because private paying clients, bigger margins. In one of the businesses we work in now, we do 500 hours a week and earn a lot more money than when we was doing 2,000 hours a week. How good is that? We've cut the hours down by 1,500. 1,500 less hours to logistically manage, and they make more money. And they get paid on time and they're happier. They've got a better business where they can sleep at night. Local authority work is a hard slog. If you create an avatar, you create content that speaks to that avatar, and you get that avatar calling you, wanting to do business with you, you will have a very, very successful home care company. Summarize. If you want to take work away from local authority, to summarize, If you want to start coming away from the local authority, building a better home care company with private paying clients and create a private paying business, much better in my position, the first thing you do is you create an avatar. To summarize, if you want to start coming away from the local authority, having private paying clients into your care business, having a better business, a more fun business, a more profitable business, create an avatar. Think about that person, that particular person you want to attract into your business, and then write a story about that person. Write a very detailed story of who they are. Include things like where they live, what their name is, what do they look like, what their income is, what don't they like doing, what do they like doing. The more detailed you can be regarding the person you want to attract, the easier it's going to be for you to create content to attract that person. Because all you've got to do is sit there, look at your avatar. This is who I want. What kind of content will attract that person? And then you write it, you produce it, you make pictures, videos that talks to that person. I have an avatar. You're watching this. You're probably my avatar. I've probably got you to watch this video because you're someone that I've thought about, someone that I've wanted to attract into my business. I prepare content to attract a home care director, someone who's probably stressed out because they've got too much local authority work, someone who's not making much money, someone who's spinning too many plates, firefighting, doesn't have any time with a family, desperately wants to make money, be a success, but feels like they're failing. If that is resonating with you, then potentially we could work together, because you are the kind of person I know how to help. It's a marriage made in heaven, and this is what you need to get for your home care business. You need to get these marriages made up. You need to get the avatar, speak to the avatar, attract the avatar, help the avatar build that perfect home care business.